Alright. Hello everybody. It is Granorite, and here we are with our next playthrough, our fourth normal type team out of 8, which is going to be Spearow, Zangoose, Ditto, Knockdown, and Taillow. So as we do in this first episode, we're going to look at our Pokemon here at level 5, read some Pokemon biologies, and then we'll get them up to level 7 and make our way to a Rustboro. So here we have Spearow, has Keen Eye for its ability. Decent stats, good attack, good speed, peck and growl here at level 5. What do we know about Spearow? Well, Spearow is a medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. Spearow is an avian Pokemon that is very small. It has rough brown plumage on its head and 3 brown tail feathers. It has narrow dark brown eyes with white pupils and a short hooked beak that is light pink. The feathers covering its wings are pinkish red with lighter tips. It has a beige underside with 2 thin horizontal stripes. Its light pink feet have 2 toes in the front and 1 in the back. Black feathers cover its back. Although inept at other aspects of its flying, such as height and distance, Spearow is still capable of flying quickly to protect its territory. However, it must flap its wings at high speeds to stay aloft. Spearow's loud shrieks can be heard over half a mile away or 1 kilometer, and are used to ward other of its kind of danger. In the first episode of Pokemon the series, Spearow is revealed to see in black and white, and will chase its foes in a large flock. Spearow are found naturally in open habitats with warm climates. Mainly desolate wastelands and fields, where it hunts for insects. Ekans is a natural predator of Spearow, and Spearow preys on sunkern. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Spearow, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Spearow has a very loud cry that can be heard over half a mile away. If its high crooning cries heard echoing all around, it's a sign that they are warning each other of danger. Fire Red says it busily flits around here and there. Even if it is frail, it can be a tough foe that uses Mirror Move. And Leaf Green says eats bugs in grassy areas. It has to flap its short wings at high speeds to stay airborne. Next we have Zangoose, Scratch and Leer. Good stats. It's a single evolution Pokemon, so we should expect that. Has immunity for its ability, so it cannot be poisoned. It is an erratic leveling rate Pokemon, which means that it's going to be slow at the beginning and speed up as it gets higher levels. Zangoose is a bipedal Pokemon resembling a cross between a mongoose and a cat. Despite being classified as a bipedal Pokemon, it usually walks on all fours. Its fur is mostly white with a deep red scar-like markings on its face, chest, and forepaws. Its fur stands up on end when it smells its arch-enemy Seviper nearby. It has 2 long black claws on its forepaws, which curl underneath the forepaws when not in use, and pink paw pads on its hind feet. It has pink eyes, long ears, and a small red nose. When it opens its mouth, 2 sharp fangs can be seen on its upper jaw, and there are small tufts of white fur on its shoulders, and it has a large fluffy tail. Zangoose is better enemies with Seviper, which it has battled for many generations. It is agile enough to easily dodge incoming threats, and it attacks foes with its sharp claws. Despite its hot-blooded and brave nature, it has been known to enjoy peaceful activities, such as listening to ocean waves. Zangoose has a strong immune system and is resistant to venom. It lives in grasslands and savannas. Zangoose is the only known Pokemon that can have the Toxic Boost as an ability. In Generation 3, Crush Claw was its signature move, but other Pokemon could still inherit it via breeding. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Zangoose, Ruby says memories of battling its arch-rival Seviper are etched into every cell of Zangoose's body. This Pokemon adroitly dodges attacks with incredible speed. Sapphire says Zangoose usually stays on all fours, but when angered it gets up on its hind legs and stings its claws. This Pokemon shares a bitter rivalry with Seviper that dates back over generations. Emerald says when it battles, it stands on its hind legs and attacks with its sharply clawed forelegs. Its fur bristles if it encounters any Seviper. And Fire Red Leaf Green says when it comes across a Seviper, its fur bristles and it assumes its battle pose. Its sharp claws are its best weapon. Next we have Ditto, who has Limber for its ability, so it cannot be paralyzed. We don't care what Ditto's stats are apart from speed and HP, because it's going to copy the opposing Pokemon stats when it transforms into them. It knows Transform, and that's all it's ever going to know. A medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. In its natural state, Ditto is a light purple or pink blob-like Pokemon with vestigial facial features. It is often is often referred to as amorphous, but it has a relatively consistent appearance in official artwork, including 2 small nubs on its head, a few soft lumps at its base, and 2 pseudopod-like protrusions in place of arms. The face consists of beady eyes and a simple mouth, almost always pulled into a smile. Ditto bears a variety of unusual and often entirely unique traits that set it apart from every other Pokemon. It is capable of transforming into an exact replica of any physical object or living creature, including its form and abilities. Each Ditto has its own strengths and weaknesses when it comes to transforming, being unable to remain transformed while laughing, and getting details of its transformation wrong if based on memory being apparently universal. And the Pocket Monsters card as trading cards depict Ditto being able to transform separate sections of its body into different parts of multiple Pokemon at once. In Pokemon the Series episode Ditto's Mysterious Mansion, as well as in the trading card game and some of the spin-off games, it is shown that occasionally Ditto cannot change its face during transformation, a trait that has become synonymous with the species despite being incongruous with the depiction in the core series game. While its transformation ability allows it to get along with almost anything, it does not get along with its own kind, which it will quickly and generally fruitlessly attempt to transform into. It has been shown to be able to transform into humans as well, however it cannot mimic human speech. It transforms into a rock when sleeping to avoid being attacked. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Ditto is known to sleep while still transformed into either a rock or a Pokemon. On very rare occasions, its sleeping Ditto will transform back to normal when it is relaxed. Ditto is never far from civilization or people, and is the only Pokemon capable of using the Metal Powder and Quick Powder items. It is also the only known Pokemon having the Imposter as an ability. In the Indigo Disc, various Ditto blocks can be found as objects in Blueberry Quest throughout the terrarium, where Ditto will seemingly transform into one of the many cubes with rounded edges that make up the structures of the terrarium. Despite being milestones for the player to obtain and not actually obtainable themselves, they can be shiny. In our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Ditto, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Ditto rearranges its cell structure to transform itself into other shapes. However, if it tries to transform itself into something by relying on its memory, this Pokemon manages to get details wrong. Fire Red says it can freely recombine its own cellular structure to transform into other life forms, and Leaf Green says capable of copying an opponent's genetic code to instantly transform itself into a duplicate of the enemy. Now we have Hoothoot, who knows Tackle and Growl. Good special defense, has insomnia for its ability, so it cannot be put to sleep. So we have one Pokemon that's immune to sleep, one that's immune to paralysis, and one that's immune to poison, and one that's immune to accuracy-reducing moves. Medium fast leveling rate Pokemon, Hoothoot is an avian Pokemon that resembles an owl with a round body. Most of its feathers are brown, but its belly is cream-colored. It has large red eyes, a small pinkish beak, stubby wings, and a fan-like tail with 3 feathers. Encircling its eyes are black rings. The lower rims of each ring have 3 protrusions that resemble the teeth on a gear, while the upper rims have extensions that resemble the hands of a clock. As seen in the Pokemon Journeys, the series episode Finding a Legend, Hoothoot's feathers can grow to be shaggy, and protrusions on top of its head droop. It has 2 pinkish feet, which each with 5 clawed toes. However, it will typically only stand on 1 foot at a time and alternates between the 2 at speeds too difficult to track with the naked eye. Hoothoot begins crying at the same time every day and always tilts its head in the same rhythm. This ability is due to a special internal organ that senses the world's rotation, allowing it to keep track of time. As a result, Hoothoot was once considered a divine messenger sent to tell the time. Some countries see Hoothoot as a deity of wisdom. Historically, people raised Hoothoot to serve as clocks, a practice still done by some trainers today. Hoothoot is most commonly found nesting in trees in temperate forest and boreal forest. Hoothoot is nocturnal, and during the day it sleeps in holes carved in the tree trunks, and it preys on grubbin. In our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Hoothoot, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Hoothoot has an internal organ that senses and tracks the Earth's rotation. Using this special organ, this Pokemon begins hooting at precisely the same time every day. Fire Red says it has a perfect sense of time. Whatever happens, it keeps the rhythm by precisely tilting its head in time. And Leaf Green says it always stands on one foot. It changes feet so fast, the movement can rarely be seen. And our last Pokemon is Taillow, who has Guts as its ability. Good attack, good speed, knows Pet Growl, Focus Energy at level 5. A medium slow leveling rate Pokemon. Taillow is a small avian Pokemon with dark blue feathers. A red marking with pointed tips stretches from its chest to its forehead, and it has a white underside. It has narrow brown eyes and a short yellow beak. It has elongated wingtips and black feet with yellow talons. Each foot has 3 toes facing forward and 1 facing backwards. 2 sharply pointed feathers form its tail. Taillow is very gutsy and will stand up to powerful opponents without backing down. During the cold season, this Pokemon will fly over 180 miles, or 300 kilometers, per day to search for areas that have warm climates. It typically hunts Wurmple, but flocks have been shown eating crops in the Pokemon Chronicles episode Were No Angels. And when it is hungry, it will weaken and cry loudly. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Taillow. Ruby says Taillow courageously stands its ground against foes, however strong they may be. This gutsy Pokemon will remain defiant even after a loss. On the other hand, it cries loudly if it becomes hungry. Sapphire says Taillow is young. It has only just left its nest. As a result, it sometimes becomes lonesome and cries at night. This Pokemon feeds on Wurmple that live in forest. Emerald says, although it is small, it is very courageous. It will take on larger Skarmory on equal footing. However, its will weakens if it becomes hungry. And Fire Red and Leaf Green says it dislikes cold seasons. They migrate to other lands in search of warmth, flying over 180 miles a day. And that is our information on Taillow. Now we're going to get this team up to level 7, and we're going to try to let Ditto fight by itself, but more than likely we're going to be switching it in and out. We do not want to attack on Ditto. We want HP and speed. It's the only stats that we care about for Ditto because everything else is copied from the opposing Pokemon. So if we're lucky enough to get something taken out like that, awesome. But we have to keep in mind that when Ditto transforms into an opposing creature, it only gets 5 Pokemon power for each attack. Wow. And this Zangoose, or Zigzagoon, is kicking our booty. So the crux, the issue about transforming, is we will always go second. And that's just the problem. Oh, we're not taking this thing out. Good job, Ditto. And the only reason we care about HP and speed on Ditto is, number one, when it transforms, the only stat it keeps is its health points. So that's why we want those to be high. And number two, we want it to have high speed so it transforms before the opposing Pokemon goes. And can potentially use that to its advantage. Any Pokemon right now that Ditto can take out on its own is great. Because the Pokemon right now just don't have a lot of moves. Now, do we actually copy the other Pokemon's ability? I don't think so. More so, is the question should be asked is, are we strong enough to take out the opposing Pokemon with its own stats? So, like in this scenario, I don't think we are. And we'll swap back and forth between Taillow and Zangoose getting HP whenever we have to swap Ditto in, so that neither one of them gets too much higher than the other. Now, Taillow, what's attack and speed? Easy enough. Zigzagoons and Poochyens. Which is the same thing that Zangoose wants. Make sure it shows Ditto. So Zangoose wants attack and speed. More Zigzagoons, more Poochyenas. Alright, let's go heal Zangoose. No. Excellent. Oh, we learned Quick Attack already too. Wow. Alright, so next we're going to do Hoothoot. And Hoothoot wants special attack and special defense, which is Ralts and Lotads. So now we just gotta find them. When we saw a bunch of Lotads earlier, usually we don't have issues running into Lotads. We will take a Ralts. Go away. Wow. Ralts are pretty rare, so it's surprising that we've run into two of them, and we haven't seen a Lotad. There's one. Wait, what am I doing? We need Lotats. Alright, and that just leaves Spearow, who wants attack and defense. I highly doubt we're going to run into any C-Dots, which means we're really just looking for Poochyenas. Almost done. Ah, C-Dot. Wow. Alright, I think we're ready to head onwards, so that is just what we will do. Good job, Spearow. Let's swap Ditto up. Be close. Because as long as we hit all our tackles, we'll be okay. Now, are the powders items in this game? I don't know if they are. We will keep Ditto out, and then we will swap to Zangoose. I remember we had the powder in the last game. Metal powder. It looks like it's in this game. Let me see if there's a place that you can get it? Question mark? Because if we can boost our defense stats, that'll just give Ditto a extra chance to beat some things. Let's swap Taillow up. held by a Ditto, it doubles this defense stat. It does not work. Ditto is transformed well. And maybe the other powder is what we need. The only way to get it is it has a 5% chance to be held by a wild Ditto. So then maybe we're not going to get it for it. I guess I should have swapped Ditto in during that fight. Yeah, we're not winning that. The whole issue with Ditto right now is the 5 moves that we get after we transform. Alright, let's get out of here. Good deal. Who else is getting defense? Taillow? Only because... Oh, it wasn't Taillow, it was Hoothoot, was it? Well, it's too late now. Technically, I guess Ditto could have took out that Magikarp because he would have struggled against it a lot sooner. Did we do it? Nice. Good job, Ditto. Alright, let's go back and heal. See all this I get to do off screen when you all aren't here? Let's get Zangoose back out. Oh, I missed one. That's where I'm going to be. have just enough. We have just enough. Hooray! Gonna give that thing all of the HP we possibly can. And speed. Do not care if it has 255 in each one. Sand attack us. Ow. Get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. Well, let's go heal. I'm gonna take that defense. Well, look, a bot. Alright, that'll get Taillow up to a multiple of 4, since I mistakenly swapped it in and... Alright, let's swap Ditto up. Top tier team right here. No issues with any of these guys. They're all S tier Pokemon. Absolutely right, Krishinabon. Absolutely right. Come on, Ditto. Honestly, this team should be banned with how good it is. I'd say repick so you don't have so many great Pokemon on a single team. I mean, Zangoose, Spearow, and Taillow are pretty good. Well, they're not amazing. Zangoose is decent. Spearow and Taillow are mid-tier. Oh, this starts with a Lotad, doesn't it? Well, butts. Thought it started with the Shroomish, and I was wrong. Alright, let's do Hoothoot and Spearow. It's basically the Gen 1 through Gen 3 regional bird team. Pretty much. No Pidgey. And Ditto's just along for the ride. I don't think Lotad could hurt us, because I think all it knows is Astonish. Spearow is a better version of Pidgey. It is. what this team lacks is defensive stats. And I guess our defensive stats are Ditto. Forgot to switch Pokemon. Going into this fight. Don't care about these Magikarps. What am I going to do? Transform into a Magikarp and then I guess go to struggle. May not be a bad move with Ditto right now. Zangoose is decent. We get to get Crush Claw with Zangoose. Alright, well this is where we're going to end this episode, so I will grass train the team up to level 15 off screen so we can have them ready for tomorrow. We do hope you all enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you all next time. Take care, Crescendamon.